point.
Okay.
He had problems with
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WBC Talks. Stay home, stay safe. This is going to be one of the most special talks we're going to have. We're going to have one-on-one Mauricio Sulaimán and Ray Leonard. It's going to be so amazing that I'm nervous already. First, I want to introduce 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗞𝗦. She's from WBC University. 𝗧𝗔𝗟.
Hi, Victor, Mauricio, champion. I'm very, very happy to be here. It's Friday, and I'm also very excited, so I'm going to be very quick on my reflection at this moment. And what I want to put on the table today is some keys, some tips to develop a resilient personality. Okay, so resilience is the ability to emerge stronger from an adversity. Many people have it very natural. They are born with it, but not everybody. So the idea today is to give some tips that will help us to develop this type of personality. I agree on the definition that a resilient person grows large when faces a difficulty, and the growing is not without a pain and a struggle, and that is the kind of a person who wins the battle. So in order to develop a resilient personality, first we need to be aware how we face adversity. There are three possibilities. The first one is by adopting a passive attitude. That is when the person puts himself in a victim position and generates anxiety and frustration to himself. Other possibility is by being active. If adversity is addressed in a resilient way, then what happens is that a more balanced and active personality is achieved from the situation you are experiencing. And the third possibility is being aggressive, and that is when the coping of people who feels that nothing can happen to them in front of a reality happens. They do not visualize that the situation has changed, so they try to get out of the situation alone, which leads them to take impulsive decisions. In this matter, the best way to face adversity is through an active personality. And I'm going to leave you today 5 tips that might help you gain a resilient personality. The first one is with intelligent optimism, positive thinking that understands that we have limitations and that we can adapt to the situation we live in. The second is to search for social support. It is essential that we are active with other people. The third one, search for solution. Always analyze the situation and have your objectives very, very clear. The fourth one is to see your advantage. It is important when you are in the process of coping and that helps you to move forward. And the fifth one, but not the last or the least, is spirituality. It is very, very important, and that has to do with connecting with your thoughts, the meaning and the purpose of your life. It is that internal dialogue we all must have at every moment. So with this, I finish my comments for today, and I can't wait to listen to this panel. I'm also very excited, Victor, and I just leave Mauricio and the champion to this talk. Thank you.
Thank you, 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗞𝗦. Well, and now it's the turn of Mauricio Sulaimán, President of the World Boxing Council. Mauricio.
Good morning, champ. I'm so thrilled, so happy and honored for this opportunity to have my childhood hero in the WBC talks. We created this concept basically to have an opportunity to maintain the boxing community from around the world, communicate it, to maintain relationships, to give an hour of breathe and entertainment from what we are all going through. And just to have 𝗥𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗗 Leonard in the WBC talks is a great honor, great privilege, and I'm very excited. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation, champ.
Thank you.
And now, need no presentation, 𝗥𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗗 Leonard, right here with us. Mauricio, it's all yours.
Okay. Champ, first I want to start by thanking you for always being there for the WBC and for boxing. Anytime that we need something to help others, to provide service, you are there for us every single time. So I would like to start by showing the video that we'll put together, which you are the star of the video, which we did and we released yesterday. So let's look at this. It's a video from the champions to the world during these difficult times.
We are living something out of the ordinary.
Not ordinary times.
Yes, sometimes we feel fear. We feel fear.
There's a lot of uncertainty.
Because the news and the media.
We feel fear. Even me, my point.
We are locked up.
They're being able to do anything.
I know he doesn't want to yell at me.
She doesn't really want to blame me.
No, she doesn't really want to blame it on me.
He's not to blame, and neither is my family.
She's not to blame, and neither is my family.
There is so much we can do.
Let's get moving.
There is so much that we could do.
Let's get moving.
Let's get moving.
We are fighting for our family.
We are champions.
Hey, let's get moving. We are champions.
We are the champions.
We are proving it in the ring. We've already proven it in the ring.
We are champions.
Let's get moving. We have already proven it in the ring.
And we have to prove it at home.
We already proved it
In the ring.
Take care of your family.
Violence will not enter our home.
Violence will not enter our house.
Don't let violence to enter your house.
Take care of your families. Violence will not enter our house.
I care about you.
I care about you.
I care about you.
I care about you.
I care about you. I care about you.
I care about you. I care about you.
We are champions.
Please never give up and be healthy, be happy.
We are champions. We are champions.
В семье это очень важно. Семья самое главное, что может быть. Миша, как дела?
So this went out, and thank you so much, champ, for being part of it and being the centerpiece of the video. How are you living these days? How are you handling the current situation?
Well, the coronavirus has been the toughest fighter, the toughest opponent, the toughest opposition that I've ever experienced. It seems so surreal that something of this nature could happen, not just in our country, but around the world, global. And it's almost like it's the unknown to me. It tells me, it shows me that I gotta have even more appreciation for my loved ones, my family, my friends, even my opponents. You know, but I keep faith. I keep faith. I believe we're gonna be okay, but we gotta do this together. It's like boxing, it's a mano-a-mano, one against the other guy. It's not. I have a great corner. We need a great corner to win.
Yes, and Are you doing any new things? Are you learning something? How are you spending your time at home?
Well, I'm seeing more of my wife, and she, we'll talk about that later. But my kids, I call my mom, who's 91 in Maryland. I just speak to people. I just try to help people out because there's so many individuals that are in desperate needs of assistance.
Yes, yes. There's so much need, even for a phone call. There's so many elderly living alone that just a phone call, a message can change their feeling at this time. We have a few pictures that we would like to show you, starting from those days when you were dreaming. So if you can show those pictures from your childhood, I would appreciate it. Okay.
Oh my God. That is my father, who unfortunately is no longer with us. God, that was the first big item that I bought as champion.
It's a Rolls Royce.
That's what it is? I don't know. I just knew it looked good and I bought it.
And tell us about your dad.
My father was one of the most important people in my life. My father was not highly educated. He dropped out of, I think, school at, what, 6th grade, 5th grade to help his parents out. But my father, I get my heart from my father. He never gave up. He took care of the family. No matter what the situation or scenario was, he always fought for his family. And I did the same thing.
Yes, you had a close relationship with him. Did he box? Anyone in your family boxed?
My father boxed on the streets, in the backyards, in the alleys. He wasn't a amateur boxer or whatever, but he loved boxing. And when I started boxing, my father was like the proudest man ever. And here's my mother and my dad. My mother, who is just, I get my determination from my mom. She won't give up. She will not give up. And I take that from her, no matter what it is, no matter how it looks, how gloom it looks, my mom's determination came out in me.
Strong character. There they are.
Mom and dad again. I love them so much. And although, you know, they didn't verbally say, I love you until recent, because I think we just take things for granted, or if that was not put on us, if no one told us how much they love us, we forget to say that. Those special words, because you'll never know when you won't see that person, that parent, that friend, that brother, that sister again. Because I have a habit now of saying, I love you no matter what, to everyone.
Yeah, when it's so regretful. You never know when's the last time you're gonna see someone.
You don't know.
And life is so fragile. And yeah, I think it's a very important concept to always keep present, to make that person feel and understand the meaning that they have. And you grew up as a kid, and we have a few pictures from you from your book, from these early years as a kid with the boxers, with the boxing, starting your way into this sport. What do you remember? What can you tell us?
Oh, wow. Well, this photo here is after I came home from the 1976 Olympics in Montreal with the gold medal. It's the most powerful, most cherished moment of my life. And I've had some good moments, but this one, because I didn't think I was gonna go pro, I didn't want to go professional. I was gonna go to University of Maryland to further my education and get a great job and take care of myself and my family. But my dad was ill and I turned pro to help the family. This photo brings back some incredible, vivid memories because this is where it all began.
And you made such an impact. Those are the good times right there.
Oh, and my parents, they drove up in a bus to Montreal, and my mom, Pepe Carrera, one of my trainers, my dad with the white hat on to your right. I was so proud. There was no way I could lose that fight with 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗏 for the gold medal.
To represent your country, it's such an inspiration. And then came.
Oh my gosh, this is my little son, Ray Jr., and who is like 45 years old now. But that was the cutest, and I tell you, I was so proud of him. He was like, I think he was 4 years old, 4 or 7 years old. Yeah, when he did that, when we did that commercial.
I believe you were the first boxer to line up in commercials, in opening up for so many others. I think you should be very proud of that because your image.
You know, Mauricio, I was proud of that. I was happy for that. I mean, I could never dreamt that could have happened to me. But because of the exposure of the Olympics, the platform of the Olympics, it's like this photo here with Derek Holmes and Bruce Mason and Claude Boger. These are my dear friends, and I love these guys, and they were with me from day one.
Are these your childhood friends?
Yes, my childhood friends. We're talking going way back in the 70s.
I believe the childhood friend is that one that is even more important than a brother, because the family you don't get to choose.
Yes.
The friends you get to experience, and it's through those happenings in your life that you get to experience such a brotherhood with those very few from childhood.
You know, Mauricio, like, I mean, everything was meant to be. It was like inevitable. I fought this guy because back in the day, it was USA versus Russia, USA versus London, UK, USA versus Mexico. We used to get that international competition, which gave me the experience, which groomed me. I had so much experience. I miss those days. I really, really miss those days.
What do you think about the current Olympic conditions in which they do not have a difference between amateur and professionals, and in which a world champion could go and fight in the Olympics against an amateur fighter from a small country?
Well, you know, the thing about it though, with me, I had like over 150 fights. I was prepared, well, for anyone, but it wasn't even about the experience at some point or degree. It was about the talent that you had, that you can compete with some older guys, more experienced guys. And for me, I was always about the challenge, the next challenge. And, you know, I wanted to show who I was. I was so dedicated. I trained so hard, and I wanted to make things happen. I wanted to be special.
Where does Sugar Ray come from?
Sugar Ray, well, my real name is, Ray Charles Leonard. My mother named me after Ray Charles, the legendary singer. I mean, I can't sing a lick, but Sugar Ray was one of my idols, and I had a pleasure and honor of meeting him. And this was like back in the 80s now. I saw him at the Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, and I walked up to him. I say, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Sugar, is it okay if I use your name? And he said, absolutely. And that was so cool. That was so cool, Mauricio.
So you got the blessing from the man himself to use a Sugar Ray.
Yes.
That's he was he your inspiration?
Oh, yes. My inspirations was Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Bruce Lee, Elvis Presley. I mean, those were my true idols because they were so different. They were so special. And I wanted to be like them. and I worked hard because nothing is given to you. You have to work hard for it.
Wow. So Bruce Lee was one of your inspirations.
Bruce Lee, I mean, to be so small, he was so powerful and so quick, so quick, so fast. Oh, he was just, yes, he was my idol. Yes.
And what are your hobbies?
Hobby, it's my golf game. It's my golf.
Golf.
I love golf. I love tennis. I play tennis 2 days a week. And then getting back to the golf things, I love it. I mean, the thing about golf to me is that for a fighter, if you move your head, I could hit you. But if it's a little ball stationary, I miss that for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
How was your experience with Dancing with the Stars?
Oh my God, Mauricio, you have no idea. I was petrified. I couldn't breathe because that was just another element. I mean, although the dancing moves and using the footwork I did a great deal of that in the ring, but outside the ring, being choreographed, I did the best I could, and but I loved it. I absolutely had a great time. Wow, man! And this young lady here, she took care of me. She gave me as much as she could, and I thank her every time I see her.
How many episodes were you involved in Dancing with the Stars?
I got knocked off probably in the third. Let's not talk about this, okay?
I know you're a winner. You're a winner.
Oh, I had fun. I had the best outfits, and although the pants at sometimes were a little too tight, I had the best time though. Oh, it was wonderful. It's one of those moments because even today, Mauricio, people see me. I'm on the plane. They say, "Sugar Ray, Dance with the Stars, right?" I say, "Yeah." So they've forgotten my my little boxing career.
Yeah, it gives a new shape. Let me tell you a funny story. My wife's nephew came with me to a WBC convention in Las Vegas. You were there and many champions were there. So I told them, please help me take care of George Foreman. So he's taking care of George Foreman and he sends his friends the picture. Oh, look who I'm with. And all his friends respond, oh, you're with the cook. Because of
the grill.
The grill. Yeah, it's a new generations.
It's a whole new, yes, it is.
Which was your toughest fight?
You know, Mauricio, I get asked that question every day. Every day I get asked that question. And they were all, I mean, I could pick them out. My second even my second professional fight, Louis the Bull Rodriguez. That was my first fight, Louis the Bull Rodriguez. And Willie 𝗥𝗢𝗡 Rodriguez was the second fight, who hurt me, who almost knocked me down.
Wow.
Tommy Hearns was a beast because he had the long jabs and the power in his right hand. Roberto Duran, Hands of Stone. Oh, I mean, I can smell his breath right now. I can go back that far in time to feel it. Wilfred Benitez, and he doesn't get credit because he didn't beat either of us, but he took me to school. He was so composed. I never missed so many punches in my life.
Wow. You know, I was watching one thing about this thing of being in lockdown. I've been watching lots of fights. And I just watched the Hearns, the first one. And it's so dramatic because he started very fast, very strong. Mm-hmm. Then you got the middle rounds, but then you faded away.
Right.
In the 9th, 10th, something on it, because he was looking and then he took a second breath and then you come back 13 and 14 with that dramatic, that takes a lot of courage. And I used to love the way Angelo Dundee talked to you in the corner? Was he a good motivator?
He was, well, I didn't need the motivation, but he said the right thing at the right time. He said, "You're blowing it, son, you're blowing it." And without even looking at me, it's just what he said. And I picked myself up. I was exhausted, and I went out there to be aggressive because the fight was too close to be comfort. I mean, I went into that. I went out there for the next 12, 13, 14, 15 rounds with the mission. And Tommy, I tell you, my left eye was closed. Tommy's jab, and I didn't know Tommy was as good a boxer as he was, as he displayed. That was one of my, if not the toughest fight of my career.
Yeah, it took, you had to go all the way deep.
All the way, you know. And again, it's hard to really give you a feel of how it felt, because I was so tired. And that's when it calls upon your intestinal fortitude, your heart, what you're made of, who you are, and how bad you want to win. And when I want to win, which was all the time, well, a couple times I didn't want, I always want to win. But the moment I call upon that thing inside of us, we all have it, we can't activate it, it's when I come back strong. Even with Donnie Lalonde, same thing.
Yeah, that was, we were talking, Donnie Lalonde was strong. You know, that fight is historic because you were the super middleweight champion, and no, he was the light heavyweight champion.
Yes, yes.
And the WBC created the super middleweight division. Right. So that fight was for 2 titles.
Yes, it was.
And you're the only one who has ever conquered. And that fight, he was so strong, you were telling me.
It was, Mauricio, one day we're going to sit down and watch the fight, and I'm going to tell you what they didn't see. The fact that I couldn't fight him inside because he hurt me every time inside because he was so strong. But I kept my composure because the first time he knocked me down, I wasn't hurt. It was kind of on the temple, knocked off my equilibrium, and I went down. But I got up and I was very composed, and I knew he was going to come at me. And he came at me, and he kind of punched himself out, and I hit him to the body. We'll talk about this. We'll show you this fight when we get together.
But you know, when you hurt him, because I think it was the 9th round.
8th round. Was it 8th round?
I believe the 9th round was a knockout. But I might be wrong. But he was hurting you. Yes. And then you came back, and once you hurt him, my father used to say that none other than Sugar Ray Leonard had that instinct. When the opponent was hurt, he would just go out and finish him up. That was a very unbelievable knockout.
Well, the thing about it, because again, it happens. It just intuitively happens. I get that second win. When I hurt an opponent, 9 times out of 10, I get him out of there. And the same thing happened with Lalonde because he hurt me, and I just went off. I started throwing so many punches and to get him out of there.
Are you a sports fan? Do you like football, basketball, baseball?
My sports are tennis, golf, things I can't do well.
Okay. Let's do an exercise. You are going to build the perfect boxer, okay? So we're gonna take, we're gonna say a few concepts, and you're just gonna figure out and put the name, and we're gonna put together the greatest boxers of all time. So you can start thinking about power, about chin, about boxing skills, about legs or shape, you know, when those who are always in shape, What else? What else to make a perfect boxer?
Well, you need that perfect jab. You need that power. You need that speed. You need that footwork. Those are the 4 components that makes a great fighter. And heart.
Heart, absolutely. Okay, so let's start building up the greatest boxer of all time. Power.
You know, it's like I see Mike Tyson. But then I see George Foreman.
Okay. So if you want 2 names, it's okay. We can do 2 names per category.
Okay, that helps.
Chin.
Wow. The chin. Marvin Hagler. I don't think Marvin's ever been down or knocked out, has he?
Never.
No, Marvin. And he was hit big time by Tommy. Big time. And
Duran also hit him big time.
Oh yeah, he was hit.
Mugabe also. And Sugar Ray Leonard had some.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit him hard in the 9th round. I don't know if you really felt you hit him hard. Were you surprised?
No, I hit him, and I fell into that shot, and I didn't try to knock him out. I did not.
Okay, boxing skills.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Excellent. Jab.
Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes has one of the best jab, and Tommy Hearns.
Okay. Speed of hands.
Terry Norris has incredible speed, and Roy Jones.
Okay. Footwork.
That's me. And that's Muhammad Ali.
You know, that ability, because as I said, I'm your biggest fan ever. Just to see you move around and the class, the tiptoe, it was amazing. It's a lesson by itself. How about heart?
I mean, I would Hagler, Hearns, Duran, me, Ali, Joe Frazier. I mean, I need 1,000 of those, because you can't win if you don't have heart. That's what all the fighters, majority of fighters have, heart.
Of course. And do you realize that each one of the categories you apply to?
Well, the heart.
All of it. You had power. You had a great chin.
Yeah.
I mean, you were hit bombs.
I didn't want to get hit, but no, I got hit by some good shots, some big shots. But it's also composure too, Mauricio. It's composure. It's staying calm, staying in the fight. I call it tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision. I like that.
Focus. Tunnel vision.
You know, Bruce Finch. That was a flash knockdown. That was a. I don't think you were ever down. Terry Norris, you were in your last great years. I mean, those fights, I don't think you were ever down hurt.
No, I mean, when Terry Norris talked me that, because I'm knocked down. People gotta understand, I'm knocked down. Depending on where they hit you, you go down. Your body just shuts down. You just go down. You don't feel it. It's not pain. But when you're hit like up here, equilibrium, and you go down, because you know you're in trouble. Now you know you better straighten things up. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Canelo Alvarez? Mexican press Iñaki is asking that you express very, very positive remarks about Canelo. What do you think about him? What would you like to say about Canelo?
Well, I've watched this young man many years ago when Oscar told me about him. And I just saw him develop. I saw him grow. And I saw him change. I saw him develop. Then I saw the experience, and that he was a good student. naturally, when I saw him against Mayweather, I saw a student. I saw a student against a professor in Floyd Mayweather. Floyd took him to school, but he learned from that.
So he got maturity. He was able to overcome defeat, because when he fought Mayweather, Canelo thought he was the king of the world, and he went to school with Floyd.
Yes.
And then he had the maturity to overcome that and learn and become a mature fighter.
Mauricio, that was the most important thing that took place with Alvarez, because losing, no one wants to lose, but when you lose to one of the best and you learn from that, you will become a better fighter, a better champion.
I would like to show you a few pictures from some events that were very special. We're going to start with one where Farrah Fawcett and Ryan O'Neal went to a homage that the WBC, my father, prepared for you in Washington. Do you remember that night?
Let me see it. I do remember, but let me see it.
Víctor, la de Farrah Fawcett, por favor.
Oh my God.
Farrah Fawcett with Ryan O'Neal. That was in the 80s sometime.
No, early 80s.
Early 80s, right.
Oh my gosh.
And then we have one at the Beverly Wilshire. Poner el de Beverly Wilshire, por favor.
Those were memories, man. Those are some incredible.
1983 or 84, there was a big homage for Muhammad Ali at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel.
Right.
And there's a great picture that we're gonna put in one moment that you are with, let's see, okay, right there.
Gosh. Oh, I gotta have this picture. Sugar Ray Robinson, look at that. Oh my God, Marvin.
Ken Norton, Muhammad Ali, Bo Derek.
Bo Derek, yeah. Where's my hand, my left hand?
Thank God it's on top on the shoulder. You can see right there.
It was right. It was a wonderful, incredible, just special moment, evening.
You know, that night, $200,000 were raised.
Wow.
For the UCLA research, for brain research, that the WBC and UCLA made a partnership to find many different studies that were funded. And that money and that research led to the WBC to reduce from 15 to 12 rounds, to change the day of the weigh-in from the day of the fight to a day before, and countless different measures. You fought at 15 rounds. Is there something that you can tell about fighting 15 rounds to those who now fight 12 rounds?
The difference between going 12 rounds and going 15 rounds is boys to men. It's that additional 3 rounds. In fact, I almost relied upon those late rounds because I came on strong. But I'm all for what's best, what's healthiest for the fighter, for the fighters. I don't care if it's 20 rounds, whatever's best for the fighters.
Yeah, those 13, 14, 15, you know, the UCLA came out with a formula where you put dehydration plus fatigue plus a solid blow equals a mortal injury. And that's the reasoning behind reducing fatigue and dehydration, because the less you fight, the less those things occur. We have another picture. It was a award ceremony when you were with Mike Tyson and Sugar Ray, 𝗔𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗗. Víctor, ¿tiene la foto esta de Nueva York?
Estamos buscándola.
Okay. Y después, before we put this picture, tell us about your relationship with Nelson Mandela.
Oh my God. This was, wow, this was back in the 80s. I went to South Africa to do a motivational speech, and on this huge yacht ship. And when I got back to my hotel, I got a call that Nelson Mandela wanted me. He was there at the speech on the boat, and he wanted me to have dinner, come to his house for dinner that evening. And I got to his house. I was, again, shaking. I was so nervous. And he opened the door and he hugged me. He said, my champion, my champion. He said, one thing I don't tolerate is people being late. I just started sweating. Mauricio, I started sweating so bad. And he said, my photographer should have been here a long time ago. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not fair. And I just found out then that he was an amateur boxer.
Yes.
He was a boxer. And we took pictures and oh my gosh, he was my champ.
You had dinner at Nelson Mandela's home.
Yes. And I kept saying, how can I put this in perspective? I mean, how can I see the unreal? And it was so amazing, so amazing. One of my best moments.
He must have been an unbelievable sharing his experience. He just had that energy, huh?
Yes, he was a fighter inside out, and he fought for people's rights. He didn't care. He sacrificed himself for the right thing to do with his people.
Yes, unbelievable. And let me show you, I had here something. I found it when I started looking at my things. Oh, let's see this picture. This one, the one I was telling you, it was the awards ceremony, I believe, 88, 89. So 𝗔𝗢𝗨𝗡𝗗 from Korea, Chavez, my father, Mike, yourself, and Donnie Lalonde. You know, Chavez, I talked to him. We had a WBC talks with Chavez today. Oh, he thought you were going to be together with him. He was so excited. He expressed like no one about you. He really loves, and he asks us to make sure that you know that Julio loves you. Let me show you one of the greatest memories I have in life. This picture you gave to me when you came to my house.
I was going to say to your house, yes. I remember that. I remember that. What year was that? When was that?
I guess it was either 1979 or 1980.
80 sounds better.
I think you came after the first Duran fight. You came to Mexico, and
yes.
You went to my house.
Yes.
And just to have here to Mauricio, my amigo. This is one of my
oh my God, and I meant that.
And you know, I remember you were wearing a t-shirt. So you're walking next to my father. I'm looking at you like a god. So I go and I touch your arm, and you just go like this. I could told my friends the next day I was like in heaven. So how about Muhammad Ali? What would you like to share about Muhammad Ali? Because there's so many moments We're going to put a few pictures of your relationship with Ali, and there's so much love in the images, so much respect, so much. I would like you to hear from you about Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali was more than my idol. He was my friend, and I remember one time he met my wife, and he said, "Let's have dinner." And we went to dinner, and he was doing magic tricks back then. He was such an inspiration to me. I remember vividly when prior to fighting Tommy Hearns, I was in the ring, and I said, I looked around the audience, I said, who in here could beat Tommy Hearns? And I picked out Muhammad Ali. So if you go back to that fight, the first round, watch the way I was boxing. I was boxing like Muhammad Ali, using the ring, using my speed, and I got under Tommy's skin for a second. But Muhammad gave me so much advice. He always said, you know, Ray, sign your own checks, always train hard, don't take anyone for granted. He just gave me incredible advice. He was like my big brother. He was so special to me. And Sugar Ray Robinson here, oh my gosh, and Ali.
Yeah, these are, you must have such amazing memories on TikTok.
These are moments I will cherish and maintain for forever.
A referee between Robinson and Ali, the greatest of them all.
That was amazing. Both of these, my champions, my idols.
And I wanted to take just a moment to simply thank you, because you gave my father how can I explain it? An inspiration. You were my father's inspiration, and through your performance, you solidified his decisions. I don't know if I'm making sense of what I'm saying, especially on the fight with Marvin Hagler. When you were retired for a long time, you had the detached retina, and then your heart, your mind sets, I'm going to fight, I'm going to beat Hagler. When that fight took place, my father got on the real bad press. He was labeled like a murderer, like something that should not be happening. And you performed, and you beat Hagler in a masterful performance, and then the great feeling of success and assurance that it was the right situation. My father stayed at the Caesars Palace Arena, at the open, in the parking lot arena. He was the last person to leave that night. He used to tell us at home, he just stayed there, sat down, he was such at peace and satisfaction because of your performance. I just wanted to tell you that my father loved you very much. You were always an inspiration, and he used to talk about Sugar Ray Leonard. His face would just lit up, and a relationship that you both enjoyed was for a lifetime. You visited my father at the UCLA in his last days, and that just closes a cycle of greatness, because you, Sugar Ray Leonard, is the symbol of the WBC green and gold. You are what represent the best of the WBC, and I just wanted you to know how much you mean for the WBC, for the Sulaimán family, and for the legacy of José Sulaimán.
You know, Mauricio, you took the words right out of my mouth. I love your father. I respected your father. And the WBC were the only sanctioning bodies that was willing to give me that shot. I understood that there was major concerns about my eyes and the fact that I was inactive for 5 years to fight Marvelous Marvin Hagler. But the fact of the matter was, I felt that I deserved that shot. In fact, my ophthalmologist, my eye doctor, he said, Ray, you can continue to fight, because they had advanced in medical technology. So I wasn't afraid, which was key. But let me say this to you, Mauricio. I love your father, and the times we spent together, the time when I was invited to your home and I met that youngster, God bless him. And I can't say enough about your dad, man, and the love I have for you and your family and WBC.
Thank you so very much. You are a successful human being, always a winner. And now your dedication, your efforts to help others through your foundation. Please tell us a little bit about the No Más Diabetes, about your beautiful efforts to help in a specific field.
Well, my wife and I started the foundation over 10 years ago, and it was for diabetes. My father was a diabetic. My friends, either they or their kids were diabetics. And the thing with boxing, I've had fights in the ring. This is a big fight, and this is a fight we can win. So we call it No Más Diabetes. I enjoy this so much. It's giving back. It's reciprocating, because I'm a blessed man to have been in the ring, to have been champion for close to 50 years. And now I want to give back, and I want to use my celebrity. I want to use my friends and my connections, and one day we can say, no más diabetes.
No Más Diabetes, yes.
No más.
How can we help? How can the society help your foundation?
You can respond to 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗡𝗗 Foundation.org. And I will get this to you. I will actually get this to you in 1 second here. That was cool. 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗡𝗗 I did say the right thing.
Okay, because you do a yearly event, a fundraiser,
yes.
Which is very fun. A lot of people come out, you raise funds, but you continuously try to lend your hand to others, which is so honorable. And we want to make this known and also to be part of it. This is sensational. And Roberto Duran, since we go from No Más Diabetes, Roberto Duran. What a relationship. What a history. You were just saying that you could still feel and smell the breath from Duran.
Yeah, that close. Because Roberto Duran, I mean, he was one amazing champions. And now we've been through all the fights and stuff, but now we're friends. And he's an incredible guy, fighter, warrior. I mean, all those adjectives relate to him. And he taught me, or he made me into a much better fighter. And I tell you what, I owe so much to him. And I'm glad that we were in the same era, generation, time, that we could compete against each other. Because if you say I'm the best, prove you're the best by fighting the best. And I fought Roberto, and he's one of the best.
The greatness that I see, you lose your first fight, your undefeated status, your title, and then you turn around and perform such an amazing turnaround, because it's very difficult. Once you get defeated, especially there was so much in the mind, and then you give it exactly back, doing so many, a great performance on the second fight. How do you achieve that mental strength to come back and beat him?
That's a very good question. it's willingness, it's a desire. You know, when Duran beat me in the first fight back in '80, June of '80, I seriously contemplated retirement. I said, I took so much punishment that I said, I don't need this. So I was going to retire. I thought about that. I really thought about that. And I remember vividly taking my wife to vacation. And I'm running on the beach, and some of my fans say, "Hey, Sugar, you could have won that fight if you box your style. You did your thing, did it the right way." And the next day, I called my partner, my business partner, Mike Train, and said, "Mike, I want to fight Duran ASAP." He said, "Ray, are you on vacation, right?" I said, "Yeah, but I'm coming home tomorrow." He said, "Son, just wait." So I got home. I said, "I want to fight him ASAP," and that's what happened. That's how it all started. I want to get my WBC belt back.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Kevin Noon is hooked from Thailand, and he would like to know, what advice would you give to a current champion, a young boxer, those who are Sugar Ray Leonards from the 70s? What would you tell them? What to look out? What would you say to them face to face?
Don't ever take anyone for granted. That was Usher, by the way. Don't ever take anyone, no matter who he is or who she is. Don't ever take your opposition for granted. And that happens to all, happens to some of us as we, win the titles and this and that. And then we don't stay, I call it tunnel vision. It's focused on the target at hand. But don't take anything for granted.
That picture with Usher. Usher is your friend, huh?
Usher's my friend.
So
Yeah.
he played you in the movie with Duran.
Yes.
Were you at the filming? Or would you?
I was working with him at the gym, and Usher can jump rope a little better than me, and he did an incredible job. In fact, look at the photos here. Yeah. He even has the bolo punch.
Bolo punch, yes.
The bolo punch, yeah.
And another question or comment. It's Stephen Pryor, son of Aaron Pryor. How about the fight with Aaron Pryor?
Aaron Pryor, Aaron Pryor, I miss him so much. I truly miss him so much. And he was one of those special fighters that whatever fight he had against whoever it was going to be entertaining. It's going to be surprising. He had one of the toughest chins, and I just miss him. I really miss him. And that's why here, because of the quarantine, being locked down because of the coronavirus, I watch those fights, the old fights.
Yeah. He, his son is in communications constantly with us. And he actually gave us a great idea to present the recognition to the trainers. So we created the trainer belt. Whoever crowns a WBC champion receives a belt, which is like a towel. And that came from Stefan, because the trainer spends so much time with the fighter, and it's part of the success to become a champion. And that came, it's good to be in communications with, even with the kids. When you are in the WBC, you are before, during, and after the glory days, but you're always part of this family.
That is wonderful. Unbelievable. I love you guys, man.
Oh, here's a picture of the towel belt for the training.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
Did you ever think of training, of becoming a manager or trainer?
Mauricio, I don't have the mentality to train, because first of all, if you don't give me 100%, I go crazy. But it takes a special mentality to be a trainer, to be a great trainer, to be a good trainer. And you either have it or you don't. You may know boxing, you may know this and that, but if you don't have the right temperament, the right communications, and the patience, it won't happen.
That. I mean, you can be a good salesman, but then maybe you're not a good manager of salesmen.
Exactly.
Well, champ, it's incredible. The hour has gone by. And I just want to thank you so very much for your time. I want to wish you a happy weekend. And I just wanted to ask you to please continue to motivate us. Please continue to be such a strong leader, because just watching your Instagram, watching your attitude for life, I was laughing so much when on the push-up challenge with your son. I mean, this is life. You represent the best of life, and you're my hero. Please continue to do so, and God bless you, my dear champ.
Well, thank you, Mauricio, and you can, please always know you can always reach out to me and count on me.
Thank you
so much, my family.
Have a great weekend. Love you so much. Take care.
You too, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ray. Thank you very much, Mauricio. This was round number 23 of the WBC Talks, the best special round with Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Mauricio, thank you very much, and thank you for watching.
God bless
See you next week.
God bless.
God bless. Bye-bye.
We are leaving something out.
That was great, guys. Awesome, Mauricio.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to put together all the pictures and videos that we have, and I'm going to send them by.
I would love that.
You can just email them, Mauricio, or even just
Mauricio,
email them.
Maggie,
Hi, Mauricio.
How are you?
Hi.
This is my assistant.
Even if you could just email those, that one that's with Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
I've never seen that.
Those are priceless,
picture.
man.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
I almost started crying.
I'm in touch with Maggie, so I can send it to her.
Thank you.
We have a big file. We'll put them, send you some individuals, and then a whole by WeTransfer, so you can have in good quality.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye, Maggie.